juice. I forgot that part.
Well, I wasn't really supposed to be in the movie at all.
It was like a super cameo.
Yeah, what happened was I read for the part because I wanted to be in the movie at the time. So I read for the part of the curly head kid.
Of course you did.
So when I went to the set, to go fuck with Pac. That was my man. Like, we was tight. So I produced records for Pac.
We gotta talk about this.
Yeah.
You gonna just skip over this?
So I went to the set to go chill with Pac, and when I saw who they casted for the part I read for, I was like, how the fuck y'all get a lookalike? Why y'all ain't get the real nigga, right? So Pac was like, yo, you read for this movie? I was like, yeah, son, and they gave it to the other curly head dude. What the fuck?
Who is this other curly head dude?
Right, who is this other curly head?
Okay.
So
that was Raheem, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and I end up taking this girl, right? So hold up. So Pac was like, he acted like he acted like he had to do something. So he was like, yo, I'm gonna be right back. I'll be right back. So he left, and when he came back, he was like, yo, Ed, I got you a little part in the movie, man. It ain't a big part, but it's a little cameo.
Okay, here's what I don't understand. You said you've never met Tupac, but weren't you in the California Love video?
No, I said I hadn't met Tupac when we did Menace, when Menace happened.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah,
well, later on.
Oh my God, what a great guy. I mean, I had a great time with him. Funny as hell, man. The dude was funny. He was witty, so charismatic. You know, he wasn't a big dude, but he just had a lot of charisma. And the camera came to him when he moved. You know, he's just that guy. And I saw him maybe about 3 weeks before he got killed. And I said, be careful, young man, be careful out here, bro. He was sitting in his Rolls Royce outside a restaurant. And man, I'm sad to see him go. I really thought he was a genius, and what he did, he was amazing.
I speak on it because people say, like, oh, Pac wasn't no gangster. Pac wasn't a gangster. He was something above and beyond that. He didn't fight for money. He didn't fight for fame,
right?
For attention, for clout. He did it on principle, because there's a reason to die for her right now. There's a reason to die for you right now, and he was prepared to do that. I don't even know what to say about that. I wasn't mature enough yet to understand. I had to grow up. I was well into my 30s before I began to understand, and he was a year older than me, before I began to understand who this individual was.
So I'm in the green room, and I'm trying to get my mind right, and Tupac walks in, because I think Tupac and Ice-T, they did some kind of sketch together.
Lady, you missing the point. We're trying to send out a message here.
Yeah, I got that message loud and clear. I'm a woman and you're sexy chocolate.
Tupac came in and he was like, "Sure, why you pacing?" First, I didn't understand it that he knew me, So when he's talking to me, he's like, "Sure, what's the matter?" I said, what if they don't like what I'm doing?" And he just said, "First of all, they invited you to come do this." I said, "Real talk?" "Yeah." And he said, "And you good at what you do?" He said, "Do what got you invited."
This office that Bullet was being worked out of, Tupac had seen a Polaroid of me, and he just, I don't know what, but he was able to see that I had the scar on my face and what have you, and he was like, "Yo, go find this dude. He looks thugged out enough to play my little brother in Bullet." And I got the call. I came in, I auditioned for it, and next thing I know, I got the movie.
We got to a little scrap, and then Pac, he took me to his house, got the guns, and came back with me, had my back. And that meant some real shit to me, That showed me he was the real G,
What made him hold it down? I mean, after...
Well, he was there. He saw the shit go there. He felt like the guy was a pussy. Yeah. He felt like the guy was being real fucked up. So he was like, "Yo, don't do that to an East Coast artist." And Pac is from the Bronx. A lot of people don't know. He's from Andrews Avenue. So Tupac is from the Bronx. Right. So, it was just like a lost family member, Yeah. And I never forgave him. I never forgot him for that.
Nobody worked like that. Like I never seen anybody that would go in the studio and dedicate that much time to what he was doing. It was like he was a man on a mission. Like we took breaks. Like when I say me, I mean me.
Yeah.
I'd take a break, go drive the Lexus, go to Cheesecake Factory, Marina, eat.
Nice.
Go back to the studio, Tupac's still in there with a Versace shirt on, rolling blunts, listen to this. And it's always a new song. Every time you went in the studio with him, it was a new. It's like, where are you getting all these new? The producers are getting tired. I quit a long time ago, my nigga. Like, I was tired from above the All Eyes on Me. I didn't make Illuminati because I was.
You're like, I'm still resting from that one.
Where did he get this work? And then, you know, he was. Hey man, I never hung out with somebody so much fun. Him, like Yo-Yo and Digital Underground when they first doing the Humpty Dance, and hanging out with him and Mike Tyson. Come on, it was amazing.
What was Tupac like?
Cool, like just a cool dude. He hyper. He was hyper. Actually, Tupac is one of the first dudes. Him and MC Breed was the first couple of guys to give me my first shot at production outside of the Death Row company. But he was a good dude, man. Just you know, he'd tell you whatever he felt. He'd tell you, he wouldn't hold nothing back. And just a cool dude.
You that nigga. Right. You the shit. I said, you the shit. He said, no, you the shit. Right. I was like, wow, that's dope. Pac. He gave me that inspiration. He put it in me to know that, yo, I could be something someday.
So when he said that to you, you was like,
put it in me, pause. I don't do the pause thing, but yeah, he said, yo. He said, yo. I said, you the shit. He said, no, you the shit.
Pac got locked up. I wrote him a letter. You know, and it was all deep. You know, Tupac, you know, we need you and all this stuff. So, but I'm not thinking I ain't thinking he got the letter. You know, he probably getting hella mail because that was like when Juice came out and all that.
Okay.
So fast forward, Bo and them end up going out there and they talking about they couldn't find me or how y'all gonna go out there without me to do some shit with Pac? But that's what they did. So when they came back, I was like, well, give me his number, his pager number. So he gave me his pager number and I ended up paging him and I ain't even thinking he gonna call back. And then somebody called, I answered the phone, he like, somebody paged Tupac? And I'm like, you know, I was just like, oh my God. Like, and so I started trying to say, this is Marvelous, Bo's sister. You know, I'm like, I gotta say Bo. He like, as soon as I said Marvelous, he was like, Marvelous, what's up, Marvelous? He just started going in. He was like, man, I got your letter. Woody was like, man, that Ghetto Blues album, I was slapping it all in Atlanta. And Woody, he just started going crazy, like, wait. So, you know, we had a nice conversation and
yeah, Pac was sacked.
He was like, I'm gonna fly you out here to get you on something and all this and that. And we got off the phone and he called back and he was like, well, what's going on with your label? You know, you still signed to the label and woody whoop whoop. And I was like, okay. So anyways, he ended up flying me out there. Actually went out there twice, but that time he flew me out there and we did that song called Never Be Peace.
You know, Pac was a really giving and caring person.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you guys one that really touched my heart. That was real deep. We're out filming Above the Rim in New York. We were filming a movie, and there was this one, and I say this as not being racist, but it was a white kid that was on his dying bed, and his last thing was to see Pac. Me and Pac had never ever been on a helicopter. They flew us from New York to the it was like on an army base, on an army helicopter to the army base to see this kid, and he gave him his last wish was to see Pac. And I mean, you could have seen the smile on this kid's face. And it's like that just made me just look at Pac a whole nother, it's like, man, he did it. You know what I'm saying?
And he wanted to do it.
And he wanted to do it. Oh, no, it was not a problem. It was not even hesitation when they brought it to him.
Okay.
And then the next day, the kid died.
Is that right?
Yes.
So he basically held on to see Pac.
Held on to see Pac, yes.
I'm going to tell you a Tupac story. My brother's wife's mother was a bartender in the French Quarters in New Orleans. And about 3 a.m, you know, New Orleans go all night. Of course, y'all know that. So she called on the phone and said, you got to come up here right now. She called him. His name was Sam. She said, Sam, you got to come up here right now. I want you to see somebody at the bar. You're going to be happy to see him. So me and Sam at that time during the morning, we in the hood.
Right.
So we out there sitting doing nothing anyway, trying to get some money. So we run in the French Quarters. It's Tupac at the bar.
Wow.
She had been giving him free shots of Hennessy. It's him and two of his bodyguards. That's when Death Row had the tour in New Orleans when Pac got out.
Yeah.
And we sit next to the bar with him and introduced ourselves and everything. So I met Eazy and Tupac.
Wow. Legends.
And that was more of a hands-on with Pac because we sit there and had like 2 or 3 shots. He was already pasted though because she had him drinking. She was giving him free shots.
Yeah.
And keeping the conversation going because she knew we had to come from the hood to meet him.
Right.
So when I got there, I couldn't believe it. I said, wow.
Was he cool or was he all like, was Drunk
Coolly.
Pac more,
He was cool. What's up, man?
Okay.
He did a song because my bro told him when he was about to leave, my bro hugged him and said, man, keep it real. And he told my bro, even if it kills me. And then he did a song. It's on one of them albums. He said, my out of town home is holler at me, tell me keep it real. And my reply is, even if it killed me. He remembered that.
Wow.
And went and did a song. He must have went straight to the studio that night. You know how Pac was.
Yeah.
And we heard the song and we stopped the truck and just looked at each other and rewinded.
Wow.
Hey, dang, he's talking about you. He said, my out of town home is holler at me, keep it real. And my reply, even if it kills me. I'm like,
wow.
He remembered that.
Picture this. 2 guys. One living on the East Coast, one living on the West Coast. One named Big, one named Tupac. They were actually best friends. They were actually friends. Tupac, one thing that people don't understand, he's the biggest fan ever. Anybody that came out that was hot, that was good, that was just totally dope, a good rapper, Tupac loved them.
When Big put out Party and Bullshit, Pac heard that song and, you know, everybody would tell you, even from his camp, you know what I mean? Like, yo, he was obsessed with that song. Like, yo, who the fuck is this? This song right here is fucking crazy. Like, you know what I mean? And everybody, like, yo, that's Biggie. That's Notorious B.I.G. That's Biggie Smalls. He's from Brooklyn. And from that point on, he reached out to somebody to get in touch with Big. And then Big got up with him. And from that point on, they was super tight. They was super cool from there. And of course, we knew who Tupac was. So, you know what I mean? Like, we was fucking with Pac shit. Like, that's Pac. That's that nigga.
He was a fan all around. So when Biggie came out, Tupac lost his mind. Oh my God, this guy is so dope. He started going to shows with them. They started performing together. He would bring Biggie on stage with him to open up for him before Biggie was actually large yet.
And, you know, he was like one of the first, like, you know, out of everybody else that was from New York, he was the one from the other side that actually, like, reaching out to Big to really bond with him and, like, you know, really work with him. And, you know, he wanted Big to be signed to Thug Life and, you know, things like that. But Big was already signed to Bad Boy, but he wanted Big to be affiliated with his Thug Life movement that he was doing and embrace B.I. And B.I. embraced him too. So, yeah, we was super tight. I'm talking about tight to the point to where he was coming to St. James, coming on our block. Kicking it with us, you know what I'm saying? They both worked under Easy Mo B, which is a producer. So he was producer for Big and he's producer for Pac. So we're in the studio all the time recording records, you know what I mean? Like, just really vibing with him, going to the hotel with him, going to his shows, you know what I mean? Any shows he was doing in New York City, we there with him, like, just like rocking with him. Big, you know, Big with him. He with Big.
You know, he was a hothead. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. He was a hothead. He wasn't unjustified in his what he would flare up about. When he got in a temper and he got mad about something, it was really genuinely because he felt he had either his honor, his dignity, or some point to defend. You know, he just wasn't the calmest person in sorting something like that out.
It was like super dope friendship and super respect and love from the gate. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people I feel like people just thrive off the negative shit with them so much that they forget about, like, you know, they was super cool, dog. You know, they respected each other. They was real friends that had real brotherhood, like real on real time.
One time, Pac came through Fulton Street with a garbage bag of weed. I mean, the whole Junior Mafia, all the boys is out there, they gambling in front of the chicken spot. And he would start smoking and they just talking and that is casual. And they really wouldn't stop till they smoked all of it. And I was there, and Tupac came up and was like, who's this? And Big was like, chill, that's my shorty. And he was like, fat motherfucker, what the fuck is you doing with her? And then they started laughing.
Getting back to Pac, I used to bring my daughter to the studio sometimes because I couldn't afford a babysitter. And a lot of my sessions would go all night. So I would bring Eileen with me, who was just a toddler at the time, about 3-4 years old, to the sessions with Pac, and he didn't care. You know, I didn't have her in the room with us because guys were smoking and all that, but I would take her and put her on the couch in the reception area and she'd sleep on the couch while I'd be working with Pac all night.
Really?
And she'd get up in the morning, he'd be picking her up and carrying her around.
That's amazing. Oh,
yeah, he called her baby girl. It was very sweet. But it was funny, he'd always be shirtless with his Thug Life.
Yeah.
He'd be carrying my daughter and calling her
That's
baby
so
girl.
beautiful. Was it so?
It was very sweet to her.
I've heard he's really good with kids, so you got good memories of that. Yeah. Does she remember? Obviously she's young, so maybe not, but...
Well, she knows it happened.
Do you feel like
one day that you'll be a good father?
I think I'll be a very, very good father.
Why?
Because I love kids. I love the innocence. It just does something to my chest. The innocence that they have and how they look up to you and how you can't do no wrong to them. All the kids in my life, my nieces, nephews, they get anything they want. They got the best Christmases, everything. They get whatever they want.
Did you ever get to meet Pac?
Tupac?
Yeah, because
I met Tupac before I went to Death Row. Tupac was on my show at BET. Tupac was my heart.
What?
Tupac and I raced. We like running.
What?
Yeah.
How the fuck that happened? Like you and Tupac was racing one time?
He and John Singleton.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
We're doing a show. We're doing a video, and I had finished my show, so I went over. My best friend, Sunita, produced Rap City.
Okay.
And so she had John Singleton and Tupac out. They were running. I was like, I ran track. What? So I'm running with them. So it was fun. But earlier in the day, Tupac and I had gone over to Macy's. We had to make an appearance for, was it
Because it was around that time when they did.
Valentine's Day or?
Because that was around that time when they was on when they had just did
Poetic
Justice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember what month it was, but we went over them to make an appearance about something in Macy's. So we spent the entire day together. And after that day, we were just real good friends. We were real good friends. And that's the type of person Pac was. You know, he had a street side.
Yeah.
But his intellect
One of a kind.
was unmatched. I mean, well-read, well-spoken, humble, funny, mischievous. He is just a beautiful person.
I came in that mug, had a hat on kind of like this, had a Fila that Grant Hills just came out. Had on a pair of Grant Hills, had a pull-over hoodie with a bulletproof vest under. Had about 2 LAPD dudes with him. But man, one of the coldest things I seen Pac put down was when he had all the women in a circle. That nigga had every chick in that mug. I don't care who they was with. Pac out there like this, throwing it up, smoking his cigarettes. I'm gonna say this: if it's 20 cigarettes in a pack, Pac was smoking them cigarettes, man, and drinking them Heinekens. He was drinking them Heinekens back to back. I mean, back to back. But man, he was so pimpish. Oh, he'd be dancing with one. He'd move her out the way, grab her. I mean, real pimpish, man.
I was dating a rapper, and I promised that rapper I would never say his name to this day.
Oh, you knew I was about to ask.
And we were supposed to go to Soul Train Music Awards, and at the last minute, literally half hour before we get in the car, I'm like, "Yo, where are you? You're late. I can't go. Why can't you go? Because my girlfriend will see me on the TV screen with you." What? Girlfriend? And I lost it. And then Pac hopping to call, and he goes, "What's wrong?" And I told him, I was like hysterical on the phone. He's like, "Yo, F that N-word. Yo, I'm going with you." I said, "What?" He said, "That's right." He said, "Fix your makeup. We going. We're going to roll up in there like we a couple."
Was on red carpets with Rosie Perez. Hey, Rosie.
And it's going to kill him. I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yo, I'm telling you, get it together. I'm on my way." We get into the limousine, and at that time, nobody knew I smoked weed. There was only a few people that, because there was such a stigma back then.
Yeah.
And everything. And we get in there, and he goes, and I'm about to cry. He went, and we roll out when the limousine door opened, it was like, it was like a Cheech and Chong movie, and he grabbed my hand, and I looked at him, and he goes, "I got you, calm down." And he said, "We're gonna be fronting right now." I said, "Okay." There was so many women in the music industry that wanted to beat my ass.
I'm sure.
Day.
Oh my God.
They were coming up to him like, "Oh, that's you now? That's you?" And I'm like, "You her too?" Oh my God.
Was that your first time meeting Pac?
Yes.
What was your impression of Pac?
I was checking into my room. We all down in the lobby. We at the La Montrose in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And I just heard somebody say, "Is that the bald head?" And I turned around and it was Tupac. You
Yeah.
feel me? So it was like, damn. And then had, all the jewelry on, the Rolex, all tight, brim, tape, he was G'd up, two bodyguards on the side of him, like the Don Corleone. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, and this came up to me, give me a hug.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, you ride with me."
Yeah.
This is our first time ever. You feel what I'm saying?
you ride with me. Hey, you gonna ride in the van with them.
Yeah.
Come on, Bo. Whoop. We go outside. He got the Benz out there. Drop top black Benz. We jump in there. He put his tape in.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing but a good party.
Yeah.
I'm listening. I'm in chills. I'm here standing up on my arms this high.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn. So we like, okay, we even go. They was going to some type of mansion house or something somewhere, and I had my pull it out. You know what I'm saying? Put it on my lap, and he was like, nah, we can't ride with that.
This video is a little different than the ones I usually make. I feel like the popular media stories about Pac get way more focused than his positive moments. But today is a great example of why so many people cared about him. From giving words of encouragement to helping people reach their goals. I have listened to many artists explain how they introduced themselves to Pac, assuming he was unaware of them, but he already knew their names and listened to their music. I think Pac was definitely a true fan of hip-hop in general, and he never acted differently with the spotlight. It seems like he was on a mission to help anyone he could and was always showing major love. Pac was surely for the people, but it went deeper than just showing love to upcoming artists. Pac was a true friend to those he was close with, and that loyalty stretched all the way from his community to Hollywood. Different people loved him for completely different reasons. To some, he was a poet and a voice for everyday people. To others, he was a strong supporter and a generous brother who made sure everybody around him was taken care of. That pure authenticity and that massive heart are exactly why he is still relevant today. The media always focuses on the gossip, but today we are highlighting the motivator and the leader. We are shining a light on the positive impact he left on the culture and the real reason his spirit lives on. If you appreciate the true legacy of Pac, please click that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments your favorite positive Pac moment. Thank you to everyone who supports the channel. I truly appreciate it. If you are new here, do not forget to subscribe and join the family. If you enjoyed the video, let me know so we can make a part 2. Have a great day, stay safe, and I will see you on the next one.